So that is for your own good. Because not be only myself go they hear all these kind of things or they see them. Una know say come near, make I no shout. You know say President Tinubu, he go Japan. He go from Brazil, he go Japan. The thing where he go to do for Japan, they call it the Tokyo International Conference on Africa Development. They go always they do all those kind of conference. So Russia go do Russia Africa, France Africa, US Africa, UK Africa. I don't know the day where Nigeria go do Nigeria Europe Economic Forum because kukuma wetin we they produce. So small country, even the one where no get up to 100 million citizens, it go pack the whole Africa leaders go there. But no be that one I want tell una. So as we come kuku agree say we go for this one. So President Tinubu go pack people make they go there. And if for the conference, every country gets stand. They put individual stand where every Africa country where they go showcase their commodities, their crafts, everybody gets stand where they go man, they go put their own people, they engage with other countries, including even the Japanese people who invite them come there. So as they don't put them, everybody don't go, they display their own. Now eyewitness people will go there, now them can record this video. As they go around where they go every stand, Tanzania, Kenya, this and that, they come reach Nigeria stand. Trust your country to represent you. Trust your country to carry your riburuku overseas. Trust your country to export Oshi to Asia. Hey, Nigerian leaders. Oriburuku like say.
So Senegal, Sierra Leone, Republic, you can see all the boots are, you know, you can see Sierra Leone, and then you come to, you can see Real Guinea, and then you come to the giant of Africa, and there's 0 people there, 0. Not one.
Tomorrow they go they ask say why is it that president they travel but nobody they see the importance and the value of the travel. Now it is because for Nigerian leaders it is not about the thing where they go to. Now the money where they fit make from that trip. You carry people when I use taxpayer money enter plane. When I reach there, Nigeria never get any reason. After the thing don't come leak enter social media where many people they talk say Nigeria, they say according to eyewitness report when I know say I no travel out, I never get a visa before. So now eyewitness where they do eyewitness. Now them come talk say even the Japanese people that they ask say who is the why is the Nigeria boots not man? Now our Ministry for Trade and Investment come shamefully release statement. They talk say the Nigerian boots is not open because it is supposed to go. They want to do official inauguration. Inauguration go key when assume. Because we are the headquarters of inauguration. Now, so to inaugurate 700 and something kilometers super highway, have been a coastal highway. They inaugurate about 29.9 kilometers. We in our inauguration. Renewed hope inauguration. Renewed hope hunger inauguration. Renewed mandate inauguration. Inauguration nani. And then by the time where everybody on a normal day, Minister for Trade and Investment, Madam Jumoke Oduwole, we're not supposed to get question to answer. But this is Nigeria. Anything can happen. By the time where they don't see say the thing don't have everybody don't they talk for Twitter, the thing don't they spread. They go carry 2 men where one way we up and down with filler for them where they bend down there. Make una see the Nigeria flag where they come put for back there. With that small picking, whether na pajamas, I don't know where they go carry small picking shirt. Make una see what Nigeria get for their star. Nigeria APC. What you cannot do does not exist. Now we're not supposed to do NSPP the APC. Oriburuku lenshe. Oshigidi lenshe. Look at a small country like Eswatini. Eswatini, how many people did that country? You know reach Lagos. What is Lagos? You know reach Warrior and Saba people put together. Eswatini gets stand. Look at what they are showcasing. The giant of Africa. See Sudan. Sudan, that country has been fighting war for about 3 years now. I think since 2022 or 23. Sudan, where they fight war, get stand where they man. Nigeria, where no they fight war, 200 million people, giant of Africa. This is what Nigerian leaders have reduced a country to. A country with so much creativity, with so much craft, with so much talent, with so much resources, that our stage is supposed to be, in the global stage, we're supposed to be the envy, where everybody go, they come our boots and our tents to see what we have to showcase to the world. Nigeria has nothing. Shame on you, Nigerian leaders. Oriburuku lenshe. Nigeria deserves better. Nigerians see, is this what we reduce ourselves to? The ridicule and the laughing stock of the world. Now, the giant of Africa. Our boots need official inauguration before they go manam, because the thing we carry una go there no be the work we una need to work. Nigerian leaders, make una come house. Say una don't finish, make una come house. Nigeria, I say if we do not deliver ourselves from this affliction of bad leadership, now I say make I tell una before night come, make una no think say na me boy I dey do. Even if na me boy, na because I love una, that's why I dey tell una. Una sha don hear am. Una sha don hear am. Una stand empty. Una boots need inauguration. Make una go Japan go inaugurate am. Ori buruku like say Nigerian.
Yesterday, the world leaders met with Donald Trump in the White House in Washington. In fact, this was after the Alaska summit of Putin visiting America on Friday last week. So this Monday, which was yesterday, was the date for the world leaders to visit Donald Trump and discuss about what he has already discussed with Putin on Friday in Alaska summit. So the world leaders included the Prime Minister of UK, France, Italy, Germany. In fact, almost all of them were in the White House yesterday to stand with Zelensky, because they said, the world leaders said they are going to be there with Zelensky, so that Zelensky cannot be pressurized into accepting any deal without his own will. The first person to reach there before the world leaders arrived was Zelensky. And when Zelensky arrived, Donald Trump bring out a very big map showing to Zelensky that these are the territory that the Russian people have already captured. This one is not that they are about to capture it, they have captured it already. It belongs to them, and the only person that can be able to remove Russia away from there is only America, and America is not ready to war with Russia, because this one does not belong to America, but it belongs to Ukraine. So what are you going to do? And that very place that Donald Trump was showing to Zelensky was the front line where almost all the military, where over 35,000 military has already died from Russia, from Ukraine. It is called the front line. That is exactly where Russia said they want to take. They have already taken over everywhere. More than 20% of the land of Russia, of Ukraine, has been taken away by the Russian army. So Zelensky said, okay, but I need a security, because where Russia wants to collect is very, very close to Kiev. How am I sure that Russia is not coming back tomorrow to come and collect Kiev? Because Kiev is very close to where Russia said they want to collect. They have already collected it. It's already, they have already occupied that very place. It just was Zelensky to say, okay, carry it and go. Let the war end. But where is the guarantee? That is where the world leaders came and said, the guarantee for Ukraine is our priority. We want Ukraine to be 100% guarantee that Russia, Putin will not come back tomorrow and continue fighting them to occupy all the territory. Meanwhile, the time that we were having the meeting in the White House, Putin was busy launching almost 500 missiles into Kiev. And Kiev is the capital of Ukraine. And that is where Russia wants to take over, because they have already taken over the land that is very, very close to Kiev, where they have said they have occupied. Nobody is going to take it away from them. Russia, Ukraine cannot fight it with them. Only America can be able to stop Russia, but America is not ready to stop Russia. So Ukraine needs to accept to leave the land for Russia. And Ukraine doesn't have problem with it. But what Ukraine needs now is guarantee. And the next meeting is supposed to be held in the next 2 weeks. But Putin is saying that the next meeting must be held in Moscow, of which Zelensky said, no, I'm not going to Moscow to meet. How can I go to my enemy's land to make a meeting? It's not possible. They have not really said the exact place where they are going to meet, but they have scheduled the meeting for the next 2 weeks, because nobody can trust Russia President Putin. No, you can't trust it. So I don't even advise Zelensky to go to Russia to have a meeting with Putin in Moscow. No, it's a very dangerous game. So let's listen to the time that we are talking about this very matter in the White House, and we are going to look at the map where Putin wants to take over, and he has already taken over already. That very territory, we are going to look at the map right now. Let's watch.
A display of unity at the White House as President Trump welcomed Ukrainian President Zelensky and the European leaders to Washington, and a meeting between Russian President Putin and Zelensky is now in the works.
Doug Lazader joins us from Washington with the latest on the push for peace. Good morning, Doug.
Lawrence, Ainsley, Charlie, good morning. This was a meeting unlike anything we have ever really seen at the White House. President Trump played host to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and 7 other European leaders, all focused on a peace deal for Ukraine.
Had a very successful day thus far. Important discussions as we work to end the killing and stop the war in Ukraine. We're all working for the same goal. Very simple goal. We want to stop the killing.
A simple goal, as the president says, but execution here is going to be critical. The next steps will be a bilateral meeting between Zelensky and Putin, followed by a trilateral meeting that includes President Trump. Now, the president immediately called Putin, you see him there on the phone there, to begin setting that up. The deal that's emerging would likely require Ukraine to cede some land to Russia, and in exchange, Ukraine would get a commitment of protection from the U.S. and European allies. The Wall Street Journal is reporting this morning that Zelensky is open to the idea of what they're calling proportional land swaps with Russia, willing, it appears, to cede some land, a point he was asked about yesterday in the Oval Office.
You prepared to keep sending Ukrainian troops to their deaths for another couple years, or are you going to agree to redraw the mass?
We supported the idea of the United States, personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war, and we are ready for trilateral as presidents.
And European leaders sound willing to provide the security guarantees that Ukraine is pushing for.
The fact that you have said, I'm willing to participate in the security guarantees is a big step.
It's very good to hear that we're working on the security guarantees, Article 5 light security guarantees, so important.
We are always ready to bring our proposals for peace, for dialogue. It's something we have to build.
And in order to have such a long-standing peace for Ukraine and for the whole continent, we do need the security guarantees.
Now, we still don't know what form those guarantees would take, or if Russia would ultimately be willing to agree to a deal that provides Ukraine with essentially NATO-like protections, even though Ukraine would remain outside the alliance. And of course, the overarching question here, how serious is Russia about a peace deal? Our colleague Lucas Tomlinson just posted on X.
The security guarantee that Ukraine is seeking for is because Ukraine has agreed, after Donald Trump brought out the map of Ukraine and said, no, Russia has taken this very part away. Leave it for Russia. Let us redraw your map again of your country. But is there any guarantee that Russia will not come back to war with us again? We need a security guarantee from America, from Europe, to stop Russia from attacking us. That is the only way I can be able to agree on this very thing. What are the effects of the map swapping? Let's listen to the effects of the map swapping. Where is the map swapping? This is the map of Ukraine.
As Alex Plitzis was just laying out for it, Lieutenant Colonel and the head of the Texas Public Policy Foundation, Chuck DeVore, over here, so we can dig in on the dirty details. Chuck, thanks for being here. So this is a map of Ukraine. And as Alex Plitzis was just laying out for us, there will be a demand for land from Russia. Now, Chuck, the red land here is already primarily occupied militarily by Russia. The blue and red striped land is contested, though largely controlled by Russia, some 70-90% controlled by Russia. This blue portion of Donetsk seems to be the portion that Vladimir Putin wants, but doesn't yet control. He wants to get it through negotiations. He hasn't been able to get it with his military.
That's correct. And it all comes down to this one portion of Donetsk that has not been taken, because as one of your prior guests properly pointed out, you have a very major defense line that runs right through here. And when you move beyond to the northwest, it becomes very flat in the Dnieper lowlands. Very hard to defend that area.
Let's do this, Chuck. Let's zoom in. Frank, if you can bring up the next map, let's zoom in on this area of Donetsk that is contested that Vladimir Putin wants. Still controlled by Ukraine. What you see here on this map, the light pink region is Russian-controlled area of Ukraine. The brighter red area is the portion, correct me if I'm wrong, Chuck, Ukraine controls this land. This is the front line of the war. It appears, according to reports, that Vladimir Putin wants this. He has not been able to take it.
Correct. And so the major defensive line that's been built up now for some 11 years runs right through here. And this is where Russia is losing tens of thousands of men in what they call these meat attacks. If they get this through negotiation, that they can't take through force of arms, then it's wide open all the way to Kyiv, all the way up to Kharkiv. Very difficult to defend that territory.
And then you and Alex just pointed out to us, the reason being, in part, this is hilly topography. This is flat farmland. Once you can take this area, then you have a pretty straight shot to Kyiv.
Absolutely.
And then the question is there a security guarantee that could make Ukraine feel good about Vladimir Putin drawing the line at this point?
Right, and it all comes down to the next few weeks of negotiations. Is Putin just stalling for time? Does he need some economic relief? Or does he risk bringing in both Europe and America united to lock down that ghost fleet where they're illegally exporting Russian crude? That's what's fueling the Russian war machine.
Let's take a look at what's going on right now. Let's put up this map that shows you as we speak. Fighting as of Sunday is still all over this front line. The yellow circles here represent where the fighting is still taking place. It has been, Chuck, for years.
Yes.
It has been in all of these contested areas over time, and there's the area of Donetsk where that fighting is taking place.
Absolutely, and it's important for your viewers to understand.
Do you just see where Putin wants to capture? Where it is the front line, where he has always have his military, where thousands of military has already died.
You know, on this whole coalition thing, sometimes when I talk, I'm very biased because, or I sound biased, or maybe people think I'm biased because I'm a supporter of Mr. Peter Obi. And so sometimes if I just look at it, I wish I wasn't even a supporter, so that when I talk, you see that, oh, she's not a supporter, but this is what she's saying. I've been saying this thing in different, different meetings, different conversations, but I don't think I've really put it out here like this. And I'm going to do that. It's on the issue of this, of this coalition, and looking at who the candidate is going to be. In 2014, I think October or November, I think around October 2014, I did a tweet and I said that there's no way Buhari is going to win the election. I was having a back and forth with someone, and for me, I was like, Buhari, first of all, I never voted. All the time that Buhari had run for election, I never wanted him, I never voted for him, but I ended up voting for him in 2015, and I'll give you a reason to know. This video might end up being a very long video anyways. And in 2014, I was like, especially after that whole 2011 election, when that riot erupted, I never felt that Buhari was the one who started the riot. Some people said no. But I felt that he could have said something. He could have said a word. Immediately he started to stop. Just the way Peter Obi, spoke to people and said, let's go to the court, let's do this. That's always how I felt. Even though today some people blame Peter Obi. Buhari that went to the street at 2011, he went to the street, and people went on the street and walked him out of it. And so I always felt he did it. But in 2014, that was the worst Nigeria have ever had in terms of leadership. Things were very expensive. I know now, yeah, when you look at it, they don't look expensive again because of how expensive they are now. Just like when you look at things, how things that were expensive during Buhari, they are no longer expensive because they are 3 times, 4 times more expensive than they were then. And so, when that whole thing, things were expensive, the killings, the insecurity, that was the first time we've had insecurity to that level. Towns were being taken away. Boko Haram were taking over local governments. They were flying their flag, doing all sorts of things. And the president wasn't bothered. His media aides were busy abusing people left, right, and center. You had a lot of these, gadgets who were put on farm trolls. That was the first time we had issue of farm trolls. People being paid to just be attacking people. You see them, they sit down, you do a tweet, they go after you. Now from then, these APC people learn. And so with all of that was going on, citizens were angry, just almost like where we are today. And that's the reason why I know that if we do nothing, this will keep getting worse and worse and worse. And so while all of that was going on, APC started coming, APC, will it be, will it not be, all of those insults, whatever, just like the way ADC is coming now. And so in December 2014, when they did their primaries, and Buhari emerged, for me, it was one of the most shocking things. How can Buhari emerge? How, where, when? See Atiku there. I even said, even if you don't want Atiku, see Oshomole, see Amechi, see whatever. That was what I said in that 2014. But now, all of those people, Nigeria. So I'm like, why? Like, oh gosh. I remember some of the messages. I even had to tweet to someone. I said, why? Why is it that this person was the one that was voted? Buhari, why didn't they choose Atiku or any other this thing? But almost a decade later, or over a decade later, I now understand why they chose Buhari. It was because of his 12 million votes, in quotes. He had supporters, he had a base, he had a cult-like followership that was not transferable. And APC knew that they needed those votes for them to be able to defeat, Jonathan. Many people look at it because Nigerians, and because, so let me go back in. I told you this video might be very long. Because there are a lot of Nigerians who believe that, oh, everything was okay in 2014, and Jonathan was such a Democrat, he allowed everything. I'm like, Jonathan, Democrat? How? Jonathan that was attacking opposition like that, took security away from the sitting governor, refused governor to fly, refused governors to enter town, arrested people like Mohammed and Co were arrested for loitering. DSS was all over the place. They were carrying newspaper from newsstand. They were attacking opposition office. They were attacking newspaper. That's the people you people. No, Nigeria. You people. Sometimes the suffering you suffer, you deserve it because of the way you behave. But anyway, so people had to fight for that democracy. Even APC, they don't believe they were going to win that election. APC too were afraid. It was citizens. Most of you have forgotten. I remember leading the protest to INEC in February when they wanted to postpone election. Policeman like this carry gun say he wants shoot us. Me say, oh yeah, go ahead. I even did a tweet. I even did a video where I was saying to Nigerians that, look, if I don't make it, you people should continue. That's why I just die. And my family for they had they suffer. Nigerians should have moved on. So all of that, because I remember, I think I was speaking to someone, there was someone that was doing countdown, and then all of a sudden she changed the message. I said, like, why did you change the message? That some of those APC people, they say the election might not happen. I said, election might not happen, they are okay with it. It was citizens that fought for that election. That APC win you see 24, it was citizens, especially in the northern part of the country. They stood, I remember about you, one boy was killed. They protected their vote. They wanted to rig the election, wanted to upturn the vote. People stood. But because no, everybody removed Jonathan. Jonathan was the best thing after Jonathan. That's why you're not learning lessons from there and seeing the similarities. I see the similarities. That's why I'm not bothered. All these things are happening. We've seen them before. Just take a mirror back to what happened 2014, 2023. That's more or less the same thing. But where am I coming to? It's for the fact that they chose Buhari because of those votes. Now, this coalition that we have, coalition, this coalition, that, let me tell you something. There's one man that has votes locked down. And those votes are not transferable. And that man is Mr. Peter Obi. That's why when I talk, it will be as if, oh, it's because I support him. It's not because I support him. If there's one thing any of you know me about, it's about me being very objective. Sometimes my mother will say, I beg you, you your own, you are too objective. Everything you do, it's not every time you do objective. My mom will say in my court, nobody wins. I say things the way they are, the way I see them. That's what I'm going to say. If it comes out, oh, it's not that way, I'll come out and tell you again. That's why if I talk one thing, I don't have to remember it, because if I'm going to talk it again, I will talk it the way I saw it and it be. So it's not something like, oh, let me please this person, let me please that person. That's why sometimes I'll talk, please you tomorrow if you please it. It is what it is. On this coalition thing, you say why Peter Obi is the choice. First of all, he's the only one who has votes attached to him. As a size, will not be saying, oh, my view is most of the other people have votes attached to the party. There were two people in Nigeria. Two people in Nigeria had voting block, almost cult-like voting block attached to them. Buhari and Mr. Peter Obi. Peter Obi from 2023. Buhari has had his own since 2003. Peter Obi from 2022. Buhari is late now. And that also has affected APC a lot. I'm going to affect it as you go on. That block is leaderless. It's just there. So the other person who has block is Mr. Peter Obi. This vote, his vote is locked down for him. That if you now put your own power and add the other ones, we bring. Beyond that also, there's one person currently in Nigeria that if he's going to run for presidency, we motivate people to come out to vote. That person is still Mr. Peter Obi. Because what you need is that you need people to be motivated. And now, what now happens, it's going to be a symbiotic relationship where they need each other both. Where by the time Peter Obi stands, the coalition stands with him, with all of it. It will now give people morale to say, yes, there's that chance. And that will make people to really come out. And when they come out, they're going to protect their votes. Because what you don't want is to have a disillusioned electorate that will say, there's no need to come out. Even if you come out, they will win. And they will stay at home. Because the moment there's voter apathy, it is the incumbent that will take it. On the issue of Atiku will come, Atiku. Let me tell you something. The South, most people in the South, most people have spoken, most people have seen, they vow that if Atiku comes out, they will vote for continuity. That it cannot be that the North only knows bad governance when their own is not around, in government. When a Northerner is in government, it's okay. But in short, protest is even haram. But the moment the Southerner is in government, they now know that. And a lot of people from the South are saying that if the North can give Nigeria 8 years of Buhari's disaster, then the South can also give Nigeria 8 years of Tinubu's disaster. And so let everybody Kukuma suffer. There is that sentiment. Because indeed, whether you like it or not, let the South finish this day. And for those who are like, I've seen people who are like, oh, they're concerned about the fact that whether Peter Obi is going to stick with the 4 years arrangement, blah, blah, blah. I'll talk about the Jonathan part also. See, if Peter Obi comes in, Peter Obi is beyond saying it inside rooms. And I'll tell you something. Peter Obi has been saying this thing way before this time. Since 2022 election, when he was campaigning for the 2023 election, that's when he said he's going to do only one term. He has always said that. And now, beyond the fact that he said it inside room with one, or he said it just interview, he has written it out in his Twitter. That's like a contract. If Peter Obi enters, and then by 2031, he says that he now wants to run for election again, all of us go gather say, guy, no way, leave. It is the time for the North. Since we have this gentlemanly or lady-like arrangement, not we do 8 years, this is what we do. It is time for the North. Then you come. You can come after him then. But you see this thing that he's doing, people should be ready there. If you want to face 8 years of Tinubu's disaster, continue on that part of not giving it away. It's not about saying, oh, he's deserving or he thinks he... No. It is about being pragmatic. Who is it that can get the people out? Who is it that have some lockdown votes? Who is it that can motivate people? Who is it that has the likability? Who is it that the people trust? Which politician is it right now that is running for office that the people trust enough to say, if you put this person in, we do. Every other person, people don't trust them. There's distrust. So you have to look at those angles. Then on the issue of, what do you call him now? Former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan coming. I laugh in a circle. People will just, in short, it's more or less a way of saying, oh, Tinubu, no need. Because this time, Tinubu will not even need to rig election. Yeah, he will not even need to rig election. So at the end of the day, it's about us. It's either we do the needful, or the needful will do us. Whatever it is that we want to, it is just staring us at the front. So let's make the choice. It's not for me. All this I have said, it's not because I support Peter Obi. If there was another person that it wasn't him, I would say it. Because at the end of the day, politics has nothing to do with emotions.
Alright guys, thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. It's really very, very big disgrace. You see, you can now understand where these leaders they have kept Nigeria. Today, Nigeria is no longer respected outside there because of these people. Nigeria is no longer guided. We used to be the giant of Africa. I like to use that we used to be because I don't even know where we are right now. You understand? These people don't finish this country. You don't yakata. Nigeria can't be like, in fact, a country of no man's land. Nobody did there. They keep on patronizing themselves for themselves, not for the people, not for Nigerians. They took oaths that they want to protect and all that. I better make me hit another news. Drop your comment below the comment section, please. This Prospect Channels TV. I beg share this video, make it go viral. See you in my next video. Bye for now.